Hey everyone, it's Alexander, the real Mr. Robinson. Welcome to the channel. This is my review for the Bob's Burgers movie, which is based off the animated sitcom on Fox. This movie involves Bob trying to get an extension on their business loan, but the bank denies them, so he only has 7 days to pay off this loan, and things go horribly wrong when there's this huge pothole that forms right in front of the restaurant, so they can't get any customers. So Bob and his wife Linda are trying their best to sell more burgers to make the money to pay off this loan. Meanwhile, their three kids, Tina, Jean, and Luis, go off on their own little adventure to try to save the restaurant their own way after one very horrifying encounter that their youngest daughter has. Full disclosure, I'm not a huge fan of Bob's Burgers, and I'm not saying that in the way of I don't like the show. I actually do like it, but I don't watch it as religiously as I did with The Simpsons and Futurama. I have seen enough episodes to understand the show's humor, get to know these characters, and I really do like what I see. I think it's a very clever show. The characters are very charming, and yeah, the animation and character designs are a little primitive, but I can forgive it because the writing is so good. The only times I've ever really watched the show was either at work when it was playing on the break room, or with my brother, who is a huge fan of the show. So when it came to this movie, I didn't have too many expectations going into it because I wasn't a mega fan, and those trailers were honestly pretty bad. They didn't really say what the movie was about, and every time I watch them, I just think to myself, what warrants this being a movie? And that's ultimately the biggest complaint that I have with this movie. Overall, I liked it, but the whole time I was watching this, I thought to myself, outside of the upgraded animation, why is this a movie? Why is this going to the big screen? Now, there actually is a reason that I will give at the end, but I didn't feel like this movie did anything that the show couldn't get away with. Because if you're making a movie on a network show like Fox or ABC, then you have an excuse to try to get away with some more raunchy stuff that you couldn't do on TV. I don't want to turn this into a comparison between this and the Simpsons movie, but when you watch the Simpsons movie, they did some stuff that kind of warranted a theatrical release. They had Homer flipping off all the people in Springfield. They had Marge shouting out, "Somebody throw the goddamn bomb!" I wasn't even trying to do an impression of Marge because that voice is just something I can't do. And then Bart's penis as well, which, forget not doing that on the show, how they got away with that in a PG-13 movie is beyond me. And also the Simpsons movie felt more grand and epic in its scope. There was a lot going on in that movie and it felt huge. With the Bob's Burgers movie, the overall plot just felt like it could have been any episode of a TV show. I didn't really feel like it aimed high enough and did things that made me go, okay, there's a reason why this is a movie, because you did some things that you couldn't do on the show. The only unique thing that this movie does compared to the TV show, or at least the episodes I've seen, if you're a Bob Burgers fan, please let me know if I'm right or wrong on this, was that it's a musical. And when I looked this movie up on Wikipedia, it said an animated comedy musical film, and I thought, wait, this is like the South Park movie where it has musical numbers? And it does, but they don't really commit to these musical numbers the way that I was led to believe. And honestly, I kept forgetting that it was a musical because it does open up with a song, but then there's two more throughout the rest of the movie, and they just don't really commit. They're not that grand, they're not that spectacular, and I feel like the only reason they exist in this movie is to fill the runtime, because you could have easily cut those song sequences out, and I don't think you would have really missed anything. Now, it sounds like I've been incredibly negative about this movie, and I want to just emphasize right now that I'm being negative in the sense of it didn't really do all that much to warrant being a movie. That being said, it is very funny, it's very charming. I can't think of a single part in this movie that made me laugh hard outside of one line from Gene, but it felt like a really good episode of the show. All these characters are very charming, very lovable, and the best compliment that I can give with this movie is that when I got home, it made me want to watch some episodes of Bob's Burgers. Hell, it made me want to binge the whole series from the first season and then just continue on, because while this movie isn't great, it's certainly good, and that's pretty much my rating. Now, the only reason to see it in a theater and why it might warrant a theatrical release is to see it with fans of the show. Much like the Simpsons movie, the best way to see this is in a crowded theater with tons of other Bob's Burgers fans. Other than that, if you're a casual fan of the show like me, then you might be better off watching this when it comes on Hulu, or if they put it on Disney+. So that's pretty much all I have to say about it. This review is coming from someone who is a casual fan of the show, but certainly made me want to binge this entire show from the beginning. And there you go, that's my review for the Bob's Burgers movie. Now, this mustache is really itchy, so I'm just gonna tear it off right now. Oof. Okay, there we go. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review, and now I want to know what you guys think about the Bob's Burgers movie. If you've seen it, what did you think? Whatever the case may be, let me know in the comments below. And until next time, this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there's only one. Hello everyone, I just wanted to say thank you all for watching my review for the Bob's Burgers movie. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell button to get notifications. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, go check out my Twitch channel, and support me on Patreon. I'll see you guys in the next video, but until then, have a good day, and take care of yourselves.